Alright, welcome to another video. I made this video already, but I really wasn't happy with the lighting and just some other things. So I'm redoing it, and hopefully this turns out a little better. But today's video is going to be about what I wear in the woods, and a lot of it is Sitka. I do wear some other things mixed in there, but it's primarily Sitka. And I'm going to explain to you why I think it's the best camo system, or at least one of the best. In my experience, it's the best. So stay tuned.
Hello, and welcome to Chasin' the Rush.
Alright, so today I wanted to show you what I wear in the woods. It is a lot of Sitka, like I said before, but there's a lot of reasons why I started wearing Sitka. I mean, one big reason why I tried it out, which I got a little bit of a discount, which that helped. But before I tried it out, or even when I was trying it out, I was always the person that thought, who would wear that? It's way too expensive. Like, who in their right mind would wear it? And after buying my first pieces and trying them out and wearing them in the woods, I was like, okay, now I see why people wear Sitka. And I'll kind of explain it throughout the video. But let's get into it. All right, first things first is base layers. So right now I'm wearing the Army issued base layers. So if you've ever served or are currently serving, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But these are the silks. They're a really thin material, stretchy, moisture wicking. So these are the bottoms, and I also have the tops. But I'm wearing this whenever it drops probably below 50. So I'm wearing this, and then on top of my silks, when it starts getting a little colder, maybe in the 30s and below, I'm throwing on waffles. Waffles are another piece of like the military cold weather system. And you'll see why it's called the waffle system if it'll focus. Yeah, so throwing that on top when it starts getting a little cooler. And something new as of this year, a piece from Sitka. Other companies and brands sell this too, but this is the merino wool base layer top. I believe it's like the merino 220, so there's like 120, 220, and 320, 320 being the warmest. I decided to just go with the 220 and just decided to get the top because I'd say that's where I'm sweating the most from. And like most of my pants I can zip down pretty far to get more airflow moving through. But this top, the merino wool, is supposed to help with odor control and moisture wicking. And then it's also got the thumb slots on it, which is nice. Helps keep it in place underneath all your other clothing. This is just a zip up. It's got a pocket if you want to put stuff in there. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing for base layers. And again, really not wearing those until it gets below 50. What's really nice about the Sitka system, and why I kind of moved to Sitka, is the layering system. A lot of what I was wearing before I got Sitka, I would still layer, but mostly just like hoodies or long sleeves I just had, just everyday wear. But the Sitka stuff, it's built to be a lighting system and very packable. So that's a big plus to Sitka. So I'll move into kind of what I'll wear on top of my base layers, or just when it starts getting a little cooler, but not like, so like right now it's in the 70s, so maybe when it's like 60s and I don't want to layer too much, this is the Fanatic hoodie. And I really like this. If you look at the reviews on this is like the single greatest piece that Sitka offers, and all my stuff is in the Elevated 2 camouflage pattern. So I'll talk about that real quick. So the Elevated 2 pattern, a lot of people look at it and they're like, that's not going to do anything, like what does that blend in with? And I think it blends in super well. It blends in with trees, like the bark, really well, and especially when the leaves are off the trees. And a lot of people will wear the sub-alpine camouflage pattern early season. It's got more greens in it, a little more browns rather than the grays and browns and black that this has. And so a lot of people look at this camouflage pattern and they're like, that doesn't do anything, like that's not even natural. But there's a really cool website and YouTube channel. It's called the Camo Matrix, or just Camo Matrix. You can go onto their website, pick out like, I think it's up to 4 camouflage patterns and compare them. So I did Sitka, Elevated 2, I think I did Sub-Alpine, and then I also did Osseo and First Light. And I think that the Elevated 2 hangs with the best of them, like, and I think it blends in even better depending on like the situation. Like in the trees, for sure, where I'm hunting, I think it blends in really well. Yeah, right now there's a lot of green. So I've had experiences in the woods where a deer will look right at me when I'm wearing the Sitka, and they don't stomp their feet, they don't blow the woods up. And like the only time they're really like blowing the woods up or even suspect I'm there is when I like make big movements, you know, like going to move my camera arm or grab my bow. And I can't say the same for some of the other camouflage patterns that I've wore. This just seems to do a really good job at breaking me up. And on that Camo Matrix website, you can choose. So you can choose your different camos that you want to like see. It'll show you the camouflage patterns through the deer's eyes, like what they kind of see based on like what we figured out about what colors deer can see. And then you can change like, okay, do I want the camo to be like up in a tree, on the ground, different sceneries, different locations, things like that. But anyway, getting into the Fanatic hoodie, single greatest piece Sitka offers. So I'll throw it on real quick. It's a thicker material, kind of got that waffle material. It's perfect for when it starts getting a little cooler. And it's got a built-in face mask. Super nice. This is one of my first pieces. So it's got a chest pocket. Super nice. It's got your like typical hoodie pocket there. Built-in face mask, like I said. Hoodie that's kind of like fits tight around you. And then the other cool thing is it's got the thumb holes. But one of the coolest parts is I can flip over the hands and it turns into a mitt. Super cool, helpful, like just really well thought out. And again, keeps you really, really warm, but also light enough where you're not getting overheated. All right, so moving on. I wear that when I'm not really sure what the temperature is, just kind of like, don't feel like bringing an extra layer when it's a little warmer, just want to wear that. And probably around the 60s, I'm just wearing that. So what I'm wearing right now in early season, it's called the Equinox Guard hoodie. And it's like an insect shield, repellent apparel. So it's got like something in the material that helps keep away mosquitoes and bugs, which is really nice in the early season when mosquitoes are still out. It's like really moisture wicking and soft, stretchy material, which really helps. It's got that built-in face mask as well that I can flip behind me. Thumb loops again. And a chest pocket if I want. So then with my Equinox Guard hoodie, I'm wearing the Equinox Guard pants. These are 34, and they have the same insect shield woven into the fabric. I'm not sure how that works with like washing it. It like goes away after a while. I know like military clothing, like my pants, my blouse, they kind of have the same thing sewn into it. But these are a little, not as stretchy at all. They're tougher because you're going to be walking through brush, tall grass. These are really nice because they have a reinforced pocket right here, so you can put your pocket knife in there, and then the sides zip down to vent. So you got your two standard pockets, and you got two like zipper diagonal pockets under your thighs. No back pockets, which I do wish that I had because I would bring my wallet out with me just because it's got my license in my wallet. But yeah, this is the Equinox Guard pants. Oh, I've also got like they've got that same stretchy moisture material that probably starts from like your calf down. That way like you can put that inside your boot and then put the outer layer, because it's 2 layers, put the outer layer on the outside of your boot, help keep out some of the bugs and stuff. So that's the Equinox Guard pants. So I'm wearing that, and then right now I'm packing the Ambient Jacket. So I'm packing it in my pack, and it's just something I throw on when it's chilly in the morning, which I'm not doing any morning hunts right now. Or I throw it on when the sun goes down or the wind picks up a little bit. It's got like a kind of like a puffier material, and there's not much to it. I think there's some like hand pockets, yep, zippered hand pockets. But what I really like about this is just like an extra layer that keeps you warm. It's not windproof or anything, but it keeps you a little warmer than just like the Equinox Guard stuff. But like I was saying about Sitka, it packs down really small. So I can roll this up pretty tight. My hand, not very big, like I've always had smaller hands. And this is about the size of my camera right now. Like it's hard to tell because filming with the camera, but packs down really small. I'm putting this on the bottom of my pack and putting my camera equipment on top of that to kind of cushion it from any like things I might set my backpack onto. Which right now I'm carrying the Sitka cargo box, and I've used a couple other things. For example, last season and a couple seasons before that, I was carrying the Tenzing Lumbar Pack, which I really like. This thing is like really rigid and it holds its form, which I like. So I can set it on the ground. It's not gonna fall over. But it's just like the lumbar pack. So I can put my camera equipment on top, or any layers, and put my main camera inside the pocket, the main pouch, and then there's all these other pockets in there for other stuff. So I was carrying that last season. I decided to upgrade to the cargo box from Sitka because I can put my saddle, my climbing sticks on the sides, put my saddle platform on the front, and then I can throw all my camera equipment in there, my GoPro, my DSLR, my microphones, maybe like a tripod or whatever else in there. with a bunch of other gear and my layers, and it all fits. The other thing, I'm always wearing a hat when I go out. So normally I wear this trucker hat, elevated 2 pattern. Pretty much always wear a hat because I'm balding, as you can see. But I just bought this hat the other day. Just a ball cap, not the trucker style. So I bought this just because I don't want to be wearing this trucker hat that I wear every day, all the time. Again, because I'm balding and I don't like the look of my hairline, so I wear a hat. And I don't want to be wearing the same hat into the woods. So I bought a ball cap the other day. And then when it starts to get a little cooler, like this is the Jetstream beanie. It's like a lighter material, the Fanatic hoodie. And it's just something a little lighter. Throw it on in the crisp mornings, cooler nights. And it's like not very thick at all, like very, very thin, stretchy material. Kind of moisture wicking material on the outside, it looks like, but that just helps keep my ears warm when it starts getting a little cooler. And when it starts to get even colder, I throw on the Stratus beanie, which you can see the ears right here. It's got like a mesh material, and the Stratus line, all the Stratus material is windproof. So this beanie is windproof, but the mesh ears there's a mesh on either ear, and it's just like a lighter material there, so that when you have this on, you can still hear in the woods around you, which again, Sitka just thinks of everything and like making everything super packable, and then thinking of things like that so you can wear a beanie and hear what's going on around you, which that's always been my biggest complaint about wearing a hat in the woods, and why most of the season I'm wearing just a ball cap or my trucker hat. Is like I'll wear those hats so that I can hear what's going on around me. And so that's when Sitka like came out with this, like super ingenious to think of that. And now I'll start wearing beanies when it starts getting really cold. So my first pieces that I ever got were the Stratus Jacket, Fanatic hoodie, and the Stratus bibs. And Stratus Jacket and bibs are probably like their mid-level mid-season stuff. And it's all windproof, like I said, the Stratus line. And this jacket is like super well thought out. And like what really got me excited to be wearing Sitka. So putting it on, I like to keep the bottom cinched up to keep the wind from like crawling up my back while I'm sitting there in the stand or in the saddle now. But it's got a chest pocket, side hand pockets here. It's got stretchy material on the cuff, kind of so that if you have layers underneath, you can still slip your arm through. And it's all windproof, like I said. The hood, it's got those same mesh material on the ears. It's got, I'll point this out. So right here, there's a little pouch that you can slide like a game call all the way through. It's got like a lanyard, you can hook like the game call lanyard onto this loop. So that way, when you're trying to get a deer to stop, and let's say you have your game call there, and I'm a righty, and most people are, I feel like if you're drawing and you want to stop that deer, you can just blow into the game call that's on your shoulder. Super well thought out. The other cool thing that Sitka does is in their jackets, because it's a layering system, Sitka is thinking about layering because you don't want to wear all your stuff out to the stand, get all sweaty, or like you don't want to walk back to your camp or wherever, your car, at the end of the night, get all sweaty in all your gear. It's a layering system. So when you're at a tree stand and you have your safety harness on, you don't want to have to take your safety harness off. So Sitka thought of something really cool. I know other companies have done this too, but I really like Sitka's. So in the back here, there's some magnets on the back of this material. There's like a snap button. So all you have to do is feed your harness through here, snap it back together. The magnets close on it when there's no harness through there, but the snap button holds it in place when there's a harness. So you slip your harness through there, and then it's attached to your harness now, and you just slide it on while your harness is coming out the back. Really well thought out. Like, you never have to take off your harness, and you stay safe the whole time, which is important. Like, you should never take off your harness once you're up into the tree. Or like if you're in a saddle, you should never take off your tether unless you have your lineman's belt attached. So the other piece that I had gotten as my first pieces was the Sitka bibs, and like these are the only pants that I wear besides the Equinox Guard pants, which are new to me this season, because normally I don't hunt early season like I am, but I knew I needed something lightweight, so I bought that for this year. These bibs, super nice. They soft material on the inside. They're windproof. I'll throw them on for you. Show you a better view. The suspenders, also really well thought out. There's like a G-hook, they call it. I think sometimes it gets a little caught. But normally, yeah, you just take it out. It's got the hook. And your suspender strap has multiple levels. So, if you want to adjust your pants, you just slide it into whatever level you want. With the G-hook, super adjustable, quick, fast. Zipped up, hand pockets right here. And I'll zip this down over my boots, but at the end of the day, I'll unzip just to make it easier to get in and out of my boots. When I'm walking in, I can unzip, get more airflow up top. I usually walk in with this unzipped. It's got two snap button pockets on front, two zippers for a more secure hold, but the buttons aren't metal, which is super cool. They snap super quiet. Yeah, you can't even hear it. Super cool because a lot of companies will put Velcro or like metal buttons on their stuff, and you can hear like a metal button bang against something else metal or Velcro that can be really loud. Again, Sitka's thinking of everything. So I'm wearing this, and maybe I'll just wear the Fanatic hoodie when it's chilly, and I'll layer up and bring some layers. When it's cooler, I could even just wear this the whole hunt because it's honestly warm enough. But I wear this mid-season and late season when I'm gun hunting, when it's down in the 30s or below in the teens. And when it is getting really cold, like I'll start layering. Usually when I'm wearing the Stratus bibs, I have the Fanatic hoodie on for sure. Maybe I'm throwing on some base layers. Usually I like the silks at that point. So I'm throwing on silks, the Fanatic hoodie, and the bibs. And like that might be how I walk out to the stand. Or I might just walk out in my silks and throw on the Fanatic hoodie over the bibs when I get to the stand or wherever. Because usually I have a good 10, 15, 20 minute walk on our property. Then here on state land, I'm not really sure because I haven't hunted around here in 4 years. So I'll bring layering systems, wear the Ambient Jacket over top of all that, or just the Stratus Jacket. Then late season, when it's getting really chilly in the Stratus Jacket, and the layers are just getting too bulky or just not cutting it, which I don't get. A lot of people say Sitka does not keep you warm, and I call BS because this is some of the warmest stuff I've ever worn. Maybe it's just because like I'm layering, whereas like growing up, I didn't really think about layering as much. I wasn't wearing like base layers, which that probably has a lot to do with it. But honestly, I think Sitka is super warm, and again, layering system just helps. Okay, so this is the Fanatic jacket, and this is what I'm wearing when it's getting colder, like 40s, 30s, and below. And like when it's in the 30s and below, I'm throwing layers on underneath. This thing has so much technology in it. It's got the Primaloft. I think it's called like the Ambient Jacket stuff, Berber fleece. But no, it's like a Primaloft. I'll throw this on. It's got that magnet system in the back, so you can slip your harness through there. The snap buttons to slip your harness on, or slip it on your harness even when you're up in the tree stand. Cool thing is, it wraps around your body, and there's a reason for that. Super warm jacket. And like past hunting brands clothing I've used, it's really like their jackets are really puffy, late season jackets. This isn't. Like, it's super nice. So the reason it wraps across your body like that is they wanted to leave this area open. Sitka did. Because one, there's a pocket right here if you want to put snacks, get whatever in there, hand warmers. But right here, there's two little pockets on either side, and this has got more of that like Primaloft stuff. But what this is a built-in hand muff. Super nice that it's just built in. You don't have to get one of those ones that strap onto you. It's got a pocket right here with a magnet to keep it closed. It's not Velcro, which is really loud. It's got this mesh here so that you can put your game or your rangefinder in there and it won't get all fogged up. And then it's also got another pocket in here for like any game calls you want to slip in there. And then it's got like in the crease here, it's body mapped so that when you drop back, it's not all like thick and it's hard to get back. Same with, so this is the righty jacket, so I'm right-handed, I draw with this arm, and this arm is body mapped, it's not here, is here, so that when I've got the bow, pulling back, don't get caught on my sleeve. Other cool thing, so it zips up normally like this, but as soon as you're ready to go, maybe you just rock it like this, it's got a magnet right here, keeps your collar out of your way, so you're drawing back and it's out of your way. That's just one of the many reasons why like Sitka is so much better than a lot of these companies out there. Like they've just thought of everything. They put so much technology in their stuff. They make everything packable. And just like they think of stuff like that, like mapping out the areas where like your bowstring might catch or where like your arm has to crease. All these pockets. And the Fanatic jacket is windproof as well. And so you can see this is the Berber fleece stuff. It's puffier, and you would think it would get caught in like burrs and stickers, and it's actually not that bad. But the reason they do it like that is so that the Berber fleece is that it's a lot quieter, but it still keeps that warmth. Unlike a lot of brands out there who will do like a more of a waterproof material, and it gets really loud and crunchy, especially when it gets cold, and that is like dead silent. Think of like a sound recording room. You have like soft panels on the walls to record any extra sound that's not needed. Same thing with that, it's like absorbing the sound. So the only gloves that I'm wearing are the Fanatic gloves. Super thin, lightweight material. And like at first when I got these, I was like, how warm can these be? I mean, they don't even have all their fingers. It's the index and thumb. And it's actually surprisingly warm. If you wear it, I wear it with the Fanatic hoodie, and you can fold over the end, and it keeps you warm enough. I've never had a problem. I wear that even in the late season. Then, if I'm getting kind of cold, but I don't want to throw on the Fanatic jacket, I'll wear this vest. I don't even know the brand. It's just a warm vest, something I can throw on over the rest of my stuff if I don't want to throw on the Fanatic jacket. I still want some warmth, and the Stratus jacket isn't doing it. For harness, when I'm not wearing my saddle, wearing a big game tree stands harness. Here's your tree tether. And then leg straps wrap around and it clips into a buckle. But you can keep that pretty silent. A lot nicer than having to like stuff through the loop. You can just wrap it around your leg. So I like this. And then during gun season, I'm just wearing a standard vest. Wear it on the outside of whatever I'm wearing. Regular old orange beanie. And then if it's getting a little colder, I have a full face mask. It's also reversible with camo. And then the boots, I'm wearing lacrosse boots in the elevated 2 camo pattern. I really like these, good traction. They're 800 thin slit. They're a little warm for like early season like right now, but I have no problem in the late season. They keep me plenty warm. I just throw on some wool socks and tuck my wool socks over my base layers and slip in here. And I stay surprisingly warm. That's going to be it for this video. That kind of gives you an insight into why I wear Sitka, hopefully. Some of the benefits, why I like it. There's a lot of reasons why I like it. Like the camo, I think it just works really well. They've just thought of everything, having the pockets. Like they've thought of like, what does a white-tailed deer hunter need? And then same for like their big game stuff, their duck hunting stuff, or waterfowl stuff. They just think of, okay, what does this hunter need? And it's just super well thought out. Yes, it's expensive, but it's totally worth it once you've tried it on and you use it, and it's a step above everything else. But if you liked this video, you found something useful, maybe now you kind of understand how to use the Sitka system a little bit more, or maybe you found some new pieces that you might want to add to your collection, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and if you have any questions or comments, comment down in the section below. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate because I know a lot of people hate Sitka. That's all right. Whatever you want to wear, however you feel, it's your own opinion. This is my own opinion. Live your life. But that's all.